Hey there, today I'm going to be showing you 5 of my family's all-time favorite canned pizza dough recipes. All of these recipes in today's video are unbelievably easy to throw together and they're delicious, so I hope you enjoy it. Let's go jump to my kitchen and start cooking. To get us kicked off today, we're making my all-time favorite pizza bread recipe. This recipe is absolutely amazing. You'll want to give it a try. So in my pan right here, I just added a half a pound of sausage. I'm going to cook this sausage up until it is completely cooked, and then I removed any excess grease, and now I'm going to set it to the side. I'm just using this Pillsbury classic crust for the pizza crust, so I added it to the bottom of my sheet pan lined with parchment paper, and then I did kind of roll out that pizza crust so it was a little bit thinner. We like it thinner in our house. And then for the pizza sauce, I added about 1/3 cup of that pizza sauce down, next slices of provolone cheese, or you could add any type of cheese you like, pepperoni, and then the sausage we cooked up, and then lastly I added about 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese on the very top. I don't know why, but I always find this part to be so much fun. So with the leftover dough on the edges, I'm just kind of cutting slits down just like this, and then I am going to fold them up as you could see here. This part is going to give your pizza bread so much great flavor, so to the very top, I just brushed on about 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and then now I'm sprinkling on 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and then just give it a little dash of oregano and crushed red pepper flakes. This will bake on 400 degrees for about 25 minutes or until it's golden brown, just like this. This is the perfect dinner to throw together in no time at all. Also, you can make this for a quick and easy snack or a lunch. We love dipping ours in hot marinara sauce on the side. Now we're going to go ahead and make the best ever cinnamon twists. So of course I have my 1 can of pizza crust right here, just the original pizza crust. I'm unrolling it, and then I'm going to stretch it out so it's a little bit thinner, and then cut it into 4 even sections. Of course, we have to start on the cinnamon mixture now. So in this little bowl, I added 1/4 cup of regular sugar along with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Mix this all together. After I placed my pieces of dough on my sheet pan, I'm going to be brushing melted butter over the top. I used a total of 3 tablespoons of melted butter, I'd say. After you're finished with that, you're going to be sprinkling the cinnamon sugar mixture on 2 pieces of the dough. The other 2 pieces of the dough that you don't sprinkle the cinnamon sugar on, go ahead and put it over the top, just like this. And then you're going to be cutting the dough into strips, and then you'll twist the strips. With the rest of the butter that you didn't use, go ahead and brush a single layer over the top of your cinnamon twists now, and then with the rest of the cinnamon sugar that you didn't use, sprinkle it over the top. This will bake in a preheated oven to 375 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes or until they're golden brown. So while they're in the oven baking, I'm going to begin on the little glaze that will be over the top. So in this bowl, I added 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, about 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a tablespoon of milk. I whisked that all together until it was completely combined, and here are my cinnamon twists out of the oven. I'm going to drizzle the glaze that we just made up over the top right now. These have to be the best ever cinnamon twists I've ever had. They're crunchy and fluffy all at the same time. They are seriously amazing. I really think you'd love them if you give them a shot. I really have to show you one of my all-time favorite garlic knot recipes. You will be impressed by this one. So on my surface right here, I added 1/2 tablespoon of flour so my pizza crust doesn't stick. I added my pizza crust and now I'm rolling it out so it's a little bit thinner. You could skip this step if you don't want your garlic knots so thin in the end. If you like them a little bit fluffier, you could just leave your dough as is. So after I cut my pizza dough into 12 different strips, I pulled out my sheet pan and I lined it with parchment paper. I'm going to be tying the garlic knots in knots at this point and then twisting the excess dough around. I'll place this in my oven preheated to 450 degrees for about 5 minutes to start baking. While those are in the oven, I'm going to start on the butter garlic mixture. So in this little bowl, I have 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I added a teaspoon of minced garlic, half a teaspoon of dried parsley, and a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to mix this all together. After I'm finished with that, I pulled out the garlic knots out of the oven and I'm going to brush this buttery mixture all over the top, and then I'm going to place these garlic knots back in my oven to bake for an additional 5 to 8 minutes or until they are golden brown, just like this. These are the perfect side dish or appetizer. I actually served mine with barbecue chicken that I just barbecued on the grill. These also make for great leftovers the next day, so this recipe is totally recommended by my family. Now we're making these cheesy taco roll-ups, and this has to be one of my husband's all-time favorite recipes today. In my pan, I have a pound of ground beef. I cooked it up and then I removed any excess grease. Now I'm adding 1 tablespoon of taco seasoning along with about 3 tablespoons of water, 1/4 a cup of salsa. You could use any type of salsa you like or have on hand, and then 1/4 a cup of sour cream. Stir this all together and let the ingredients combine well, and then you're going to remove it from the stove. Over to my cutting board, I have my pizza dough right here. I'm just rolling it out so it's a little bit thinner, and then I'm going to be cutting it into 4 different sections. I find that that works perfect for my family, but if you want to cut yours into more sections or less sections, you certainly can. And then I just have medium sharp cheddar cheese right here. I cut it into little cubes and I stuck it on the bottom of the pizza dough. Now with a couple scoops of the ground beef that we just cooked up on the stove, I'm adding it into the little pockets and then I'm going to roll it up. After I placed these on my sheet pan lined with parchment paper, I put them in my oven preheated to 350 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. These are so good. I can't even explain them to you. They're almost kind of like a unique, fun burrito to make. They are definitely something special. I served them with cilantro, cherry tomatoes, lime, and sour cream. I had all the good intentions on serving them with pinto beans, but I forgot to make them. Now we're making muffin tin pizza bombs. To get this one started, of course, I have my pizza crust. I unrolled it on my cutting board, and then I am going to be cutting it into about 12 different squares. After I greased my muffin tin with plenty of nonstick spray, I grabbed one of the pizza dough squares that we cut out, and then you'll want to make sure you stretch it so that all the ingredients will fit in. And then I added a teaspoon of pizza sauce along with a little bit of mozzarella cheese and 2 pepperonis, and then I rolled it up. You could really add any type of toppings you like inside of the pizza dough though. I really love this mixture that goes over the top of our pizza bombs, so now we're going to be making it. In this bowl, I have 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I added a teaspoon of Italian seasoning with a half a teaspoon of garlic powder and crushed red pepper flakes. The last thing I added was 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I mixed it all together, and then you'll just brush it over the top of each of the pizza bombs. You kind of want to do it generously because it is that good. Bake this on 375 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they are golden. Here's the finished pizza bombs. I love serving mine with hot marinara sauce on the side. If you pack a lunch or anything like that, these would fit perfectly in a lunch box. They are so delicious, especially that buttery mixture on the very top sends these pizza bombs out of this world. I have so many more videos like this on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.